Hey there, it's Jong. I made a video recently about the amazing B-series cob lights from ZHIYUN, these awesome bad boys. Because the B-series has a B100, 200, 300, and 500 version, I figured I'd do a little test to figure out which lights should be best for which type of user. First of all, we have here the B100 and the B300. These are essentially the two sizes that you will get. The B100 and B200 will be in the smaller case, and then the B300 and 500 will be around this size, this bigger case that we have right here. The idea is, will a small light be enough for both a nice gridded talking head as well as filling up, let's say, a living room like this with light? Or would we need a 300? Maybe the 300 is overkill and you'll be using this at 1 or 2% and you won't be able to really maximize the higher output in a standard place like this. I wanted to figure that out by myself, so we're gonna do a couple of tests. I'm gonna do in 20% increments a talking head setup where I'll put each of these lights with a standard octobox with the grid. This is the lighting setup that I feel that most YouTuber, content creator, people that will be talking straight to the camera are using right now for a much more textured and controlled lighting on their face with a little bit more depth. We're gonna do the same tests where I will be testing in the same increments both of these lights, but I wanted to try the kind of environmental lighting. I'm gonna shoot the light straight up to my ceiling and see how much of my living room it will fill out. I was going to use that lighting setup in my future podcasting interviews where I just want a very simple, evenly lit living room with a particular light where I'm talking to a guest on my couch. So we'll do those setups as well, compare them side to side, and at the end, we're gonna bring in all the elements on which one will be for different types of shooters. Slightly different setup so I can have a more controlled experiment in terms of comparing the B100 and the B300. All the filming for this test will be shot at 1/50 f4 ISO 400. So I'm using a different light just to provide my intro right now, and then we're going to start the incremental tests between the B100 and the B300 moving from there. Turn off this key light that I have right now, and then you guys can see what ambient light is in this particular exposure in my apartment. So boom, super dark. You can still see my computer light over there. Now we're gonna start the test with the B100, starting with B100 10%, B100 20%, B100 40%. I think this is kind of the lighting that is pretty much like a nice mood lighting. B100 60%, B100 80%, B100 100%. This is the B800 at 10%. Already you can see the difference in strength. It's the B800 at 20%. It's the B800 at 40%. I'm already getting blinded. This is the B800 at 60%. Even the apartment is getting lit. It's the B800 at 80%. And this is the B800 at 100%. So this is my talking head experiment. All of this is done with the light with a softbox and a grid. Now let's do the environmental lighting test. I am just shooting the B100 and B300 straight up to the ceiling. The idea of it is like when I do my podcast here, I just want to envelop the place with light. So this is the B100 at 10%. B100, 10%. This is the B100 at 20%. This is the B100 at 40%. This is the B100 at 60%. This is the B100 at 80%. and this is the B100 at 100%. So if I were to use the B100 in my podcasting setup, this will probably be my setting. I just jacked the ISO a little bit up to 1250 instead of our test ISO at 400, and I think this is, you know, semi-natural looking setup. Let's go test the B800. This is the B800 at 10%. This is the B800 at 20%. This is the B800 at 40%. It's going to be kind of the light that I want to do. This is the B800 at 60%. This is the B800 at 80%. Kind of looks like it's daylight already in my apartment. And this is the B800 at 100%. Yeah, I think it's very obvious that the B300 is way more powerful. It fills the space a lot easier, but nothing a little bit of mixing of exposure can't fix on a less powerful light that is a lot more small. So what did we figure out? My personal take is that for 60-70% of the photographers and videographers out there that are looking for studio lights, the B100 will be more than enough. It has enough strength to fill out a living room like this fairly easily, and you have the benefit of such a small form factor and saving a few bucks when you're getting something with less light output. Having such a compact light also gives you a little bit more leeway in terms of mounting it. Although we always advise to have very strong stands, you can get away with a little cheaper, flimsier stand when you're using a light as small as this. So if you need to save up a little bit more for bigger, more heavy-duty C stands and you want to start off with a simple Amazon light stand and whatnot, those stands will be able to take this weight a lot better. The B300, however, will be a great compromise for more professional shooters where you are filling out a studio or a much larger space. If you have a space that you will be consistently using a light on that is bigger than, let's say, this 180 square foot living room, then the B300 will be for you. It is still small enough. In fact, this 300 watt light is more comparable to a lot of other brands' 100 watt light. So you're not sacrificing a lot in terms of size and portability. 300 watts can still also fight against the light. If you are going to be lighting, let's say, outdoor scenes and you need to counteract the sun, 300 watts will most likely still get you there. I think 500 watt, from what we've seen in this test today, is just way strong, extreme overkill. So I think 300 is a nice middle ground of saving a few bucks, having a little bit more compact size, slightly lighter, but still can get you the power output that you will need. I personally will be keeping the B100. I live in New York. I shoot most of my stuff in my apartment where space is a premium. And I do like the idea that I can actually carry this around when I need to in the future. I don't have that many projects that will need this strong of a light yet. I can part with this, give it to a home where this can be maximized to its potential, have somebody else enjoy this amazing light. That's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope it helped you make a decision in which B-series cob light from ZHIYUN you're going to get. If you haven't yet, I would love for you guys to subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button. It helps this channel get connected to like-minded individuals that might need these types of resources. And hit that notification bell. I drop one live performance video a week, burlesque, sideshow, sometimes live music, and some camera gear thoughts and reflections. I really appreciate your time and attention, and I hope I get to see you in the next one.